Hey there, welcome to InfoMedia. Today, we're diving deep, literally, into one of the most mysterious and mind-blowing ecosystems on Earth, rainforests. From bizarre creatures to secrets buried under the canopy, these green jungles are way more shocking than you ever imagined. Stick around for all 20 jaw-dropping facts. They might just change the way you see our planet forever. Let's get into it. Fact 1. Rainforests make their own weather. Did you know rainforests don't just rely on the weather, they actually create their own? These lush ecosystems release massive amounts of water vapor through a process called transpiration. Trees absorb water from the soil, send it up through their roots and leaves, and then release it as mist into the air. When billions of trees do this together, they form their own clouds, which leads to rain, again and again. It's like the forest has a built-in recycling system. Some scientists even believe the Amazon can affect weather patterns across the globe, including North America and Europe. Fact 2. The Amazon is so big, it's called the lungs of the Earth. The Amazon rainforest is so massive, it spans across 9 countries and produces around 20% of the world's oxygen. That's why it's often referred to as the lungs of the Earth. But here's the shocking twist. While it creates oxygen, it also consumes nearly the same amount during decomposition and respiration. Still, its role in absorbing carbon dioxide is unmatched. Scientists estimate the Amazon absorbs up to 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide per year, which is critical in the fight against climate change. Fact 3. There's a boiling river hidden in the Amazon. One of the most mysterious places in the Peruvian Amazon is a river so hot, it boils animals alive that fall into it. Called the Shanay Timpishka, this river isn't near any known volcano or geothermal hotspot, yet it reaches temperatures of over 200 degrees Fahrenheit, 93 degrees Celsius. How is this even possible? Scientists believe underground geothermal systems heat the river, but it's still largely unexplored. Local shamans consider it sacred, and until recently, the world didn't even believe it existed, until a young scientist proved it was real. Fact 4. 99% of rainforest species haven't been discovered yet. That's right, 99% of rainforest life is still a mystery, think about that. Every leaf, tree, or puddle in the rainforest could be hiding an unknown species. Scientists estimate millions of species in the Amazon alone are yet to be identified. From glowing fungi to micro-predators invisible to the human eye, the biodiversity is so extreme, even walking a few feet in the forest can reveal dozens of new organisms. This means the cure for diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's could be growing somewhere out there, undiscovered. Fact 5. There are zombie fungus that control insects' minds. In the heart of the rainforest lives something straight out of a horror movie, the Ophiocordyceps fungus. This parasite infects ants and takes over their brains, turning them into actual zombies. Once infected, the ant climbs to a high point, locks its jaw into a leaf or branch, and dies. Then the fungus grows out of its head like an alien spike. It spreads spores from above, infecting more ants below. It's like nature's own version of The Walking Dead, and it's terrifyingly real. Fact 6. A single tree can be home to over 40,000 insects. Yes, just one tree. Scientists studying canopy layers have found that a single rainforest tree can host up to 40,000 different insect species, from beetles to parasitic wasps to bioluminescent bugs. Some of these insects only live on specific types of trees, making the destruction of even a single species of tree a huge loss to biodiversity. It's like a towering apartment complex in the insect world. Fact 7. Rainforests hold the cure to many modern diseases. Over 25% of modern medicines are derived from rainforest plants, and yet less than 1% of these plants have been studied for medical use. The rosy periwinkle plant has led to a 90% survival rate in childhood leukemia. Rainforests might hold the key to curing everything from cancer to viral infections, but we're destroying them faster than we can study them. Fact 8. It rains more than 250 days a year. Rainforests don't just get wet, they live in water. The Amazon receives up to 12 feet of rain every year, and some areas see rainfall for more than 250 days annually. This constant deluge supports life in all forms but also creates harsh living conditions. Plants and animals here have evolved to survive in an environment that never really dries out. Fact 9. Indigenous tribes live entirely cut off from the world. There are still over 100 uncontacted tribes living in the Amazon and other rainforests. These people have never used modern technology, eaten processed food, or even seen a smartphone. They live entirely from the forest, hunting, gathering, and using natural medicine passed down for generations. Governments often protect their lands, but they are still vulnerable to illegal logging and disease from outsiders. Fact 10. Rainforests store 50% of Earth's carbon. Rainforests act as massive carbon sinks, storing over half of the Earth's terrestrial carbon. This helps keep our planet's climate balanced. When trees are cut or burned, that carbon is released back into the atmosphere, making deforestation a major driver of climate change. Every time we lose a patch of forest, it's like undoing a massive air filter. Fact 11. Some plants eat meat to survive. Yes, carnivorous plants aren't just from science fiction. In nutrient-poor rainforest soils, some plants like pitcher plants and sundews have evolved to trap and digest insects. These plants lure bugs with sweet scents or slippery surfaces and then absorb their nutrients once they're trapped. It's plant-eat bug out there. Fact 12. Sloths can hold their breath longer than dolphins. You'd never expect it, but sloths, those famously slow creatures, can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. They slow their heart rate by almost 90% when underwater. This is useful for staying submerged and avoiding predators, and it shows how even the most unassuming rainforest animal has amazing survival skills. Fact 13. Some trees can walk. Believe it or not, some rainforest trees like the Socratia exorhiza, also known as the walking palm, are believed to move across the forest floor. They don't have feet, of course, but they grow new roots in the direction of sunlight and slowly let old roots die, allowing them to relocate over time. Scientists still debate how true this is, but locals swear they've watched these trees move. Fact 14. A new species is discovered every 2 days. Incredibly, scientists discover a new plant or animal species in the Amazon every 2 days on average. That's over 180 new species every year. From tiny frogs to vibrantly colored lizards and bizarre insects, the rainforest is like nature's treasure chest that keeps unlocking surprises. Fact 15. Bats are critical pollinators. While bees get all the credit, bats are the real heroes of the rainforest at night. They pollinate countless plants and trees, especially those that bloom at night. Without them, fruits like bananas, avocados, and even cacao wouldn't exist in the way we know them. Fact 16. Rainforests can create rivers in the sky. The moisture from transpiration doesn't just stay above the forest, it forms atmospheric rivers. These are invisible, moving rivers of water vapor that flow above the rainforest and even carry rain to distant regions like the US Midwest. Scientists say the Amazon can directly influence droughts and rainfall patterns thousands of miles away. Fact 17. Jungle floors are nearly silent. Contrary to what movies show, the jungle floor is often eerily quiet. That's because most of the rainforest activity, whether animals, birds, or bugs, happens high up in the canopy, often over 100 feet above the ground. Down below, it's dark, damp, and surprisingly calm. Fact 18. Some frogs carry their babies on their backs. Rainforest frogs are full of surprises. The poison dart frog, for instance, carries its tadpoles on its back, one at a time, and drops them into tiny pools of water inside plants like bromeliads. The level of parental care is amazing, and some species even feed their tadpoles with unfertilized eggs. Fact 19. Rainforest soil is surprisingly poor. Despite all that green, rainforest soil is actually low in nutrients. Most of the nutrients are stored in the plants themselves. When vegetation is cleared, the land becomes barren very quickly, one reason why deforestation is so destructive. The forest isn't just growing on the land, it is the land. Fact 20. We've lost over 50% of rainforests already. Here's the final and most sobering fact. More than half of the world's rainforests have been destroyed in the last century. Logging, agriculture, mining, and climate change have reduced these once endless green giants into fragmented patches. And we're losing around a football field's worth every second. If we don't act now, we may lose them entirely within our lifetime. And there you have it, 20 shocking facts about rainforests that prove just how wild, weird, and vital they are to our planet. If you were amazed, surprised, or even a little creeped out, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Let's spread awareness and protect these natural wonders before they vanish forever. Until next time, stay curious.